And welcome to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. You're tuning in to another evening in the Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Richard Glover, and I have my whole co-host tonight, the one and only Malia Lopez. Hey, Malia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. We're here in Miami, Malia.
We finally made it.
Finally made it. It's been an amazing week, with the pageant. Tonight, our show will be exciting. We just want some commentary of the Miss Bikini U.S. pageant. We've had an amazing week with the ladies, 47 ladies.
Yeah, 47.
From not just the United States, but the country. Some girls from the New England, the UK, yes. From Romania.
Yes.
Wow. And of course, don't forget, we're still going to do our Grand with Malia segment. But what we're doing tonight is very different. We're here in Miami at the Hilton Cabana. And what we're doing tonight is just commentating the pageant that we're both a part of.
Yes.
Malia is the director of the Michigan.
Yep, Michigan.
Great. And I'm the regional director of Mid-Atlantic region, which includes New York, New Jersey, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, Illinois, and Indiana. Now, right now behind us, if you can see, is the actual stage. And a lot of people out there, this is the Miss Fitness competition. Now, earlier today, we had the Miss Bikini model.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Oh, I thought it was beautiful. Everyone looked so amazing. It's so hard to choose who's going to be crowned tonight. How about you?
Well, my favorite part was the wings, the Victoria's Secret.
Yes.
Those ladies were very competitive.
So beautiful.
Very competitive.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
And the show went off without a hitch. The weather was amazing. The wind was short. Wow. So look, you're tuning in to Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. The Cellar is the innovative forum and site for popular conversation about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. And of course we invite wine sommeliers, we invite other guests on the show. We talk about pageants, we talk about beauty, fashion shows. Yeah. Malia gives tips. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we're going to jump into commentating about the show. We're going to talk about the Miss Bikini model show earlier. It started at 4 o'clock. We're here in the lovely Hilton Cabana in Miami. We're in Miami. That's right. Put your hands up in Miami. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Hey there, my name is Steve Christensen. I'm the Executive Director of the National Ice Cream Retailers Association, and I hold in my hand an extremely important document. It is a proclamation signed by President Ronald Reagan and passed by Senate Joint Resolution 298 that designates the month of July as National Ice Cream Month, and further goes on to say that the third Sunday in July is National Ice Cream Day, this year being July the 19th. Now, the President goes on to say and call upon people of the United States to observe these events with appropriate ceremonies and activities. Now, as you know, there have been devastating consequences as a result of the worldwide pandemic, particularly on small business. Now, the food service business has been particularly affected negatively in that many restaurants and food service establishments have either closed or cannot open. Now, your local ice cream shop finds themselves within that segment of the food service community. And so I encourage you this July, being National Ice Cream Month, to get out there and support your local ice cream shop. Our ice cream shops and ice cream have been with you in the good times, and they've been with you in the sad times. And for no other reason, let's get out there and support your local ice cream shop owner and all of their employees to help make this July, this National Ice Cream Month the best it can be for ice cream retailers around the country. So on behalf of the National Ice Cream Retailers Association, please stay safe, enjoy National Ice Cream Month, and support your local ice cream shop. Hey there.
welcome to The Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover, and you're tuned in to another amazing night in The Cellar, where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. The Cellar is an innovative forum inciting provocative conversation about wine and the luxurious life of the wine consumer. We invite guests like sommeliers, chefs, and people from other industries that are related to wine and the luxurious lifestyle. Tonight, our topic is French wines. We're going to talk about some amazing French wines, and our wine tasting tonight will be a rosé called Miraval. Miraval is owned by everybody's favorite actor and actress, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. So, also tonight we have our Glam with Malia segment. She'll be in the studio talking about outfits and stuff. So don't go nowhere. Sit back and relax. You're tuned to another amazing night in The Cellar. Now I got to say a couple of shout outs tonight. First, I want to thank the owners of Petworth Cigars. You know, folks, it's been since 2019 that I've done a live outside wine tasting. And this was the very first wine tasting since the pandemic. And since things are opening up, on Tuesday, which was International Wine Day, we did, for Ladies' Night, we did a wine and cigar tasting. And we tasted wines from Portugal, we tasted wines from France, and we tasted wines from Italy. And tonight, of course, like I said, for our wine tasting, we're going to do a French wine owned by actor Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. So don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. You're tuned in to The Cellar, where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. And we're going to get this show on the road right after we get right back from this important message.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things can never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. You're tuned in to another amazing night on a Thursday night with the weather being 80 to 90 degrees outside today in the D.C. area. My main man, my friend, my cousin, my brother from another mother. I don't know what else. I mean, my mentor, and one of D.C.'s finest and most prolific dancers in the Washington, D.C. area. He is not only a award-winning dance instructor, he's also the producer of 2 Facebook shows. One called Straight Talk with Earl, and the other one called Real Fellas Like Sports. And not only that, he puts on some of the amazing events in Washington, D.C. You can't beat this guy. And he's also the CEO of Stuck on Salsa. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, my brother, Earl Rush.
Wow. I don't even know what to say after an introduction like that. That was great. I mean, I usually play the hype man up for people and hype things up, but that's hard to follow that introduction. Thank you so much for the kind words, Richard.
Well, man, I owe you because you've done so much for me. You have been a catalyst here for the Cellar Wine Show for many years, always supporting what we do, always spreading the word, actually having me on your show, interviewing me a couple of times. So, Earl, welcome to the Cellar. I mean, now, you're not a stranger here because you've been here before.
Yeah, I came here with JJ, CC,
exactly,
and Yoey.
That's right.
You know, so
you guys did a dance instruction and some demonstration on salsa. Yeah. I've done some events in Washington, D.C. for the CBC, and Earl always came and did a salsa demonstration, taught people how to dance, Earl, but tonight we're talking about you. So the show tonight is French wines.
Right.
Why I put you with French wines? Because you just had that French flair with yourself.
Yeah. You crazy.
You had that French flair. So, our topic tonight is about French wines, and we're going to talk more about French wines, and our wine tasting is going to be with the French rosé. But I always have a special guest, and Earl, you're my special guest tonight.
Well, I feel special for being your special guest.
But let's talk a little bit about the dancing, the Earl back in the day.
Okay.
And you have a name. They call you. I can say your name anywhere in D.C. and people know who you are.
Well, they may know who I am. I'm not the only Go-Go Earl, I don't think, because some people sometimes get you confused.
Really?
But a lot of people, like there used to be a guy called X-Rated Earl. When that crazy angel dust was out, he was pulling his clothes off, and they would call him X-Rated Earl.
Wow.
And so people in high school would best be saying, that's X-Rated. No, I'm Go-Go Earl. But I'm sure because this gentleman who runs the studio knows somebody named Earl, and he thought it was me. But yeah, it was Go-Go Earl. Most people know who you're talking about.
Go Earl. And how did you get that name?
Well, I used to go to the Go-Go's all the time, and my friends in my neighborhood, and Chuck Brown would also call me Go-Go Earl, saying Go-Go Earl's in the house. So it stuck, basically from the guys that I grew up with.
Wow. Yeah. Earl, you have been dancing for over 20-some years. I'm just being polite. Probably more than that.
Well, what part are you talking about? Salsa? I've been dancing salsa for 25 years.
25 years.
I've been dancing for over 55 years.
Wow. You just been dancing all your life then. So does that mean you were a partier?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to throw that at you.
Yes, sir.
So Earl, dancing, award-winning instructor and businessman. You are the CEO of Stuck on Salsa. You're celebrating
18 years of Stuck on Salsa coming up in July the 17th. We're having a big all-white party, 18-year anniversary at the Eaton Hotel down on 12th and K Street Northwest.
Now, I know I need to get my all-white in place because I know what happens when you go to your parties, man. You got to be dressed in your all-white. Yeah. But you also do New Year's Resolution Jam.
I do the Resolution Jam. That comes every first Saturday of the year.
Okay.
For 18 years, it's people from across the country come to Washington, D.C. to attend my parties because they know people from all across the country are going to be here. And people like to be around people they're not normally around.
I saw that. People like to be around Go-Go Earl.
I don't know about all that. They want to be around the parties. I don't know about
okay. So, Earl, the Resolution Jam, it's not only a dance event, a party, but you also have instructions and classes and stuff. So
every
it's like a weekend of
every second, for the first Saturday of the year, and for the anniversary, the third Saturday in July. Those 2 times a year, we have local instructors and out-of-town instructors coming to teach workshops. And we also always have beginner boot camps in all the different genres, because the scene is about the beginners. People who know how to dance, they don't take no classes.
Right.
You know, they're arrogant or whatever. They think that they already know enough, even though they really don't. Because really, if you really are a dancer, you know that you're always learning.
Exactly.
I always take people's classes because you're always going to learn something from me. But that's because I know. But
Right.
most people don't know.
Wow. Okay, so we talked about we're going to talk about that soon. The 2 podcasts that you have that you started about in last year, right?
That's right, because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
And you used to before you even started the podcast, you were always live streaming yourself dancing to people. You were showing
Right.
people steps and stuff. So you continue to stay consistent even through a pandemic.
Yeah, well, that was because I think because my dad passed away when I was 5, and my mom had to work 2 jobs. She was never home that much. No one was there to give me attention. So from my upbringing, I became an attention whore.
Okay.
I always got to have some attention.
Right.
I'm 65 years old. What am I doing on Facebook dancing? It's because, I got to have some kind of attention because I didn't get it when I was growing up.
Okay.
That's just crazy. I'm 65. I need to sit down.
No, you don't.
I want to see me dancing on those Facebook.
Yes,
and
we do,
Instagram.
man. Because you always you bring something to it.
No,
man.
it's
I mean,
just
honestly.
attention whore. Just
Well, you
seeking
always
that-
get my attention. Whenever you
you
came
know.
on, I would watch you moving your steps, and of course, you know me. I don't know how to dance.
So, and Harry can tell you, everyone gets excited about me sliding across the floor. I was sliding across the floor when I knew Harry. Right? It didn't have anything to do with dancing. What does it mean? Look at me. Watch me. Who's sliding across the floor? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, it's just the way you do it.
Just crazy,
It's okay, So, 2 podcasts that you started. CEO of Stuck on Salsa. You do classes. You partner with some of the amazing dancers in the DMV. I mean, I know some of the people you partner with.
Right.
You all are all amazing dancers and do instructions, and you're also the promotions director and on the board, I'm sure, probably of the DCBX.
Yes. That's a fabulous corporation by my very good friends, Lee El Gringuito and Kat Lagata. Okay. DCBX is one of the largest Latin events across, not just the United States, but across the world.
Yeah.
I'm director of promotions, but I also partner with Lee and Kat in that I host the Salsa Ballroom.
Okay.
They run the Bachata Congress.
Right.
They're the kings. They're the king and queens of bachata. Okay, I'm talking about 5, 6 to 7, 8,000 people come across the country every year to the events.
Yeah, I've been to many of them.
And they just have it together. So I'm proud to be a part of that. And we partner up, Stuck on Salsa and DCBX. We often partner. We have a party coming up this Sunday at the Eaton Hotel, 1201. Did I say that already?
You said it already.
Oh,
No,
okay,
you didn't.
all
This is the
right.
first time you're saying it. That's
We
okay.
got 4 DJs, 4 ballrooms. We'll have some performances. We'll have the classes for beginners who want to learn. It's going to be
Now,
fabulous.
this is one thing about you all's party. Every time they have parties, some parties just have one DJ, or maybe have an opening DJ. These guys and girls, they have 4 or 5 DJs coming through there. You got a good mix.
Well, the key to all of our events, Richard, and it may seem easy to say, but a lot of people don't do it. All our DJs are slamming.
There you go. That's true.
People come to my party, they don't like me. They
They
know
like
the music's over there. There's plenty of them don't like me, and they still give me their money because they know the music's going to be crazy in there, and the women are out of control.
Okay, we're going to get back on that one. Don't go nowhere, Earl. I want you to stay in this seat.
Okay.
Because we're going to go take a quick break, and we're going to go to our segment called Glam with Malia. Now, we're going to still do all of our segments tonight, but I just had to bring my very good friend Earl Rush into the studio because he's always behind the scenes pushing what I do. He actually is the creator of the content for our promotion as the show begins. You see it all the time on the show when we have special guests on the show. So we thank you for that, Earl, all the time. We thank you. But don't go nowhere. We're going to be right back we're going to bring on our girl from Detroit. Malia, are you there? Okay, we'll be right back.
There you are.
What are you doing here?
There's something I need to say.
I don't want to see you. Go away.
You're right. You're right. I have forgotten how to act like a normal human being. And I play games, I lie, and I trick people to avoid the truth of how I feel. And the idea of letting anyone close to me is terrifying for obvious reasons.
And welcome back to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. What I always like to tell you about tonight is that, again, our topic is about French wines. And tonight, our wine that we're going to taste is a wine from the Marva. It's called Miraval Côtes de Providence, which is in France. And this is a wine vineyard that's owned by, jointly, still, even though they're not together, Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie. They still own this French winery. And tonight in our wine tasting that we're going to do later on the show, we're going to spotlight that wine, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to tell you where you can get it, and we'll tell you about the points about it and everything. But before we get there, we want to talk some more with Earl. Earl, so you have a business venture that you're now doing. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah. It's called the Air and Surface Pro. It's a air purifier, okay? But I'm not going to go into the scientific because I'm not a scientist,
Okay.
but I do know the difference between the air purifier and what it does. To make a long story short, if I came in here and put this in this and turned it on for 7 hours, when you came in the room after 7 hours, there would be no more germs. There would be no germs in this room, including the COVID germ. All germs would be out after this is in there for 7 hours, and it'll continue to be out while this is on.
So
To make a long story short.
Okay, so is this a new and improved type of humidifier?
It's not a new and
Okay.
improved. It's Hall of Fame NASA technology.
Okay.
Okay, they use it in space.
Okay.
They use this technology in space. It's called Active Pure. You can look it up. It's nothing like it. And I used to be an on-two snob. When you dance salsa, do you dance on one? do you dance on two?
Right.
Well, I started out dancing on one, but I eventually became an on two snob, but I stopped because it was not good for business. Because I would be turning down people. I don't want to dance with you because you don't dance on two.
Right.
So I cut the on two snob out. But since COVID, I'm so afraid of that virus.
Right.
I have become an air quality snob.
Okay.
I care about the air that I'm in when I go out. Okay, so right now, if you went out to a nightclub and you took your mask off, you would still be exposed to germs.
That's true.
No matter you 60 feet or whatever, because it's in the air. If you had this baby in your restaurant, there are no germs. Your people aren't being exposed to any germs.
Okay.
Okay. To make a long story short,
Okay.
there ain't no germs in the room. So I care about the air quality. I'm an air quality snob now. I don't want to go out dancing and I don't have this in my room. This covers up to 3,000 feet. I partnered with DCBX, Leo, Grigito, and Lagata, and we've got some systems that will cover up to 15,000 square feet. To make a long story short, at all of our events from now on, there ain't gonna be no germs in there.
Okay.
To make a long story short,
Okay.
I can't talk about nobody else's. I'm not into all that. I don't care what nobody else does. We're gonna have this thing in our event.
Okay.
Because I'm scared to death of this thing, man.
So in other words, you're gonna purify the air before people come in.
Exactly.
And then after you purify the air again.
Yeah, as long as you don't turn it off, it ain't no room. It takes this 3 minutes for it to hit the germ, to kill the germs.
Okay.
3 minutes out.
So how can our viewers and listeners reach out to you and can they buy this for their homes, their businesses, or their offices?
If they want to, they should. If any restaurant, any venue,
Okay.
any homeowner can just reach me at stuckonsalsa@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or they can go to my website and get my contact information.
Okay.
My website is www.stuckonsalsa.com.
Okay. Stuckonsalsa.com
Yeah.
as well as Active Pure.
Yeah.
You can't mess up
okay.
that. So Earl, let's talk about some other things about your stuff. And before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about your podcast and what your podcast is about.
Okay.
But I want to show a clip. If we can go to the clip of Tuesday's wine and cigar event that was held at Petworth Cigar in Northwest Washington, D.C. So don't go nowhere. Watch this clip. Sparkling wines that are made just like champagne, but they aren't champagne. You cannot call them champagne. Don't ever call sparkling wine champagne. So hold on for a second. Oh, she moved me. Yeah. She picked up the other one. I'm thinking, wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. So the second thing you're going to do, when you're looking into the sky, and when you're at home, you're looking at light, you see 3 C's. What are the 3 C's?
Clarity.
Color.
Clarity.
Color. There's one more.
Look.
That's diamonds.
That's what I was about to say.
The only difference between wine and diamonds has 4 C's. We have 3 C's. Color, clarity, and quantity.
Never knew that. You're a master. Come on.
Oh, my man. So, when you look up in the glass, now they say you're going to take it and you're going to put it to your nose and you're going to smell it. Get a deep smell. Okay, it smells good. You smell some of the alcohol in it. Basically, it's small content with people swirls. Now you want to do a swirl. Swirl the wine. Nice swirl. Fellas, you guys are doing this thing like pros out here today. Now,
trying to pump us up for the women.
smell it again. And welcome back. So that clip, Earl, was the first wine tasting that I've done since the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And now that things are opening up, we're going to be doing more. I had 25 wine tastings lined up for 2020.
Right.
They had to cancel because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So this is the first time actually, and it was a day after I got my final shot.
Okay.
So I'm 100% vaccinated. And so actually, folks, we are bringing back the live wine tastings to your community. All right. So the Cellar Wine Show will be in your community soon. I want to really thank the owners of Petworth Cigar, Diane Johnson and Dr. Chris Riley. And I want to thank my manager, who also is an event planner. And this was ladies' night Mr. John Harrison. He's always here in the studio with us. We want to thank John for pulling this together. We had an amazing time. We had an amazing time on Tuesday. It was International Wine Day. It was Ladies' Night, wines and cigars, and we had some. I saw friends that I haven't seen in a long time because of the pandemic.
Right.
They came out, and we want to thank each and every one of you all for your support for coming out on Tuesday night. And we had a very, very interesting gentleman there also, who him and his wife, they make handmade bags and luggage. And they have a new line that's out with where they partner with D.L. Hughley, and they'll be here next week. So I don't want to teach too much about it, but we had an amazing night. Wine, luxury lifestyle, luxury luggage, luxury handbags, belts, the whole thing. And this is how we do our wine tastings. I want to thank a good friend of mine, Harry Hall, for helping putting that together too. But Earl, so let's talk about your podcast, Straight Talk with Earl.
Straight Up Talk with Earl.
Straight Up Talk with Earl. What is a Straight Up Talk? What are you talking about?
Basically, I interview artists in the industry, dancers in the industry, or to be honest with you, you don't have to really be in the dance industry. I interview people that I find to be interesting.
Okay.
I've had people that didn't have anything to do with salsa. The majority of the people I interviewed was salsa. And then I brought a co-host on with me, Eileen Torres. She's a historian, and she knows all the legends, right? Mm-hmm. And so she hooked up with me, and each week I was telling Harry earlier. I usually humble, but now I'm bragging. For the last 9 weeks, I said, Harry, for 8 out of 9 weeks, I've interviewed Grammy Award winners.
Awesome.
I would have never thought that Go-Go Earl would be interviewing Grammy Award winners. I spoke with a gentleman the other night. His name is Harvey Avern. He celebrated his 70th year in the business.
Wow. In the Latin dance business?
In Latin dance.
Okay.
This guy is a living legend. I've been interviewing living legends, very interesting people who had a significant part of building the salsa industry in all my years. I just had so much fun. It also gave me a chance to study, because I have to study people when I interview them, because I have to know something about them. I don't want to sit there and be asking them dumb questions or acting like I don't know who I'm interviewing.
Absolutely.
So each week I get to learn about new legends and meet people, and it's just fascinating. Yeah. Usually, to be honest with you, Richard, you know me, I usually don't do nothing unless I get some money for it. But I'm not getting any money for this, but I'm having an actual ball.
Well, Earl, it's a brainchild of yours, so you created it. It's your baby. You created from the cradle,
right?
And so you got to do what you got to do. You know, and welcome to the world of podcasts. It's not an easy world.
No, it's not.
You have to stay tuned. And sometimes I see you do 2 or 3 a week.
No, I'm cutting it down to 1 because
it's a lot of work.
It takes me a week to research these people.
Right.
I mean, the magnitude of what they've done in the scene, I can't do it in a day.
Absolutely.
It takes me a week to do that, So
let's talk about your other show.
The other show is called Real Fellas Talk Sports.
Okay.
The thing is, with COVID, we were bored. I didn't have anything to do, and I said, what is the one thing that I really love besides music? And that is to talk sports. That's all I ever did. That's all we ever did when I was growing up, was talk sports. So I called my best friend, who's been my best friend for over 50 years, Kevin Edmondson, and I called David Burnett. He used to be a journalist at the Channel 5, Fox News, and I said, hey, why don't we have a sports talk show? Because we all do sports. And we all enjoy sports. And this is another thing. I'm not getting any money from it. But each week, it's so exciting talking to the fellas. Real fellas. We keeping the sports real.
Awesome.
And, it's amazing because I've always loved sports.
Great. Well, you can see things that you can do that you never know you can do. So welcome to the podcast world.
Yeah.
Earl, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll see if we can get Glam with Malia in.
Okay.
Don't go nowhere.
All right.
You're tuned into The Cellar with Richard Glover, where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle.
something I need to say.
I don't want to see you go away.
You're right. You're right. I have forgotten how to act like a normal human being. And I play games, I lie, and I trick people to avoid the truth of how I feel. And the idea of letting anyone close to me is terrifying for obvious reasons. I love you.
Welcome to the Cellar. This is your host, Richard Glover. And I think we're having some technical difficulties, so we're going to have to take a quick... We're back. Oh, great. And now we're Glam with Malia. Thank you so much. Our segment, Glam with Malia. Hello, Malia. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Great. So what do you have for us tonight?
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about trendy flip-flops / sandals for, I know, any girls or any women going out on a trip coming up. I know, especially going to Miami, how we are going to either Florida, California, Vegas, or something like that. So I'm going to be talking about some trendy flip-flops that you can get at local stores around you, such as TJ's, Marshall's, Nordstrom Rack, even H&M, or even my favorite store, which is Shein. So the first flip-flop that I found is like a white Michael Kors, like a little like slides that, you know, every girl wants. They're really cute. Yeah, like those are super cute. Those are from Shein. I think they're really about $10 or $12. They're perfect for either a swimsuit that you're wearing, a beach cover-up, a dress, like a slit up for the leg, or, you know, like something like that. And having like really cute nail or like a toe color like that, such as like a nude or white, it's not only going to make your skin look good, but like when you look at your toe, you're going to get super excited. The next flip-flop that I have is kind of like a metallic kind of color. So like if it hits the light, especially going out on a cruise or just going out at night, walking downtown Miami, that's going to look perfect. You're going to be super excited and you're going to be obsessed. I actually have a pair of those. I wear them all the time. I love them so much. And yeah, and I think those are like 13, 14. Now these are my all-time favorites. I have 5 of my friends asking me about these shoes. This little white, like maybe like an almond tied, you slip on your feet, super cute. If you get some cute sunglasses or just want to be glam, such as like glam as Malia, that would be perfect. Those are my top favorites. I believe those are 17 on Shein. And now these are the Michael Kors slides that I've been speaking of. I'm obsessed. I have 3 pairs. I've seen them at TJ or Marshall's, and those are about around $30. You can get like different designs. They might even have pink or blue. But I'll have to show you guys and show you guys and see what I have on there. But yes, those are the top about 4 to 5 trendy flip-flops going on for 2021, especially if you want to have a pop in summer, like I said, especially going on trips or vacations or even like a photo shoot. Like, I mean, I have a really bad flip-flop obsession, and I mean, just having those are just like, they're just so cute, and I just like,
Great.
And
Awesome, Malia. That is amazing. I guess a lot of people are going to be wearing. Okay, we had the audio right. Great. I guess a lot of people are going to be wearing flip-flops this summer. Especially with the pandemic is getting uncontrolled, and we can take the mask off, and everybody wants to get comfortable now, Watch out for the summer. I guess there's gonna be some really wild things going on. People gonna be wearing some wild clothing out there, Flip-flops. I guess the bedroom slippers are gonna come back out now.
I don't know.
Well, thanks a lot, Malia. We appreciate that, and hope that things go well with you in Detroit, like things are going well here in Washington D.C. So, Earl, let's get back to you. Let's get back to some things that I want to just really take this time and share with you. You do a lot of things. You're constantly on the go. So you have the Real Talk,
Real Fellas
Talk Sports, Straight Up Talk
with Earl
Rush. You have the Air Purifier now.
You can get them from me.
Okay.
You can get them from me.
Okay.
I'm just having them for
your events.
venues.
Okay, so you started off with just having them for your event, but now you can make a profit off it. Let's just keep it real. It's Straight Up Talk with Earl.
All right, let's keep it straight up. Talk,
keep it straight up.
If I can get someone to get one, I'm definitely gonna take that.
Well, Earl, you do have the gift of being able to convince people. You've been really trying to convince me that I could dance. Because you said I'm a musician and that I should be able to dance, I should be able to count.
You know the music, you know a 4/4 beat. Every musician knows that 4/4 timing.
But I'm a musician that I may know it here, but it's not communicating down there.
You know what? I've taught thousands of people how to dance, and I've looked at it all kinds of ways. Now it's easy for me, who's been doing this for years, to say it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. But if you're a person who's not used to dancing, and you put you in a room and you got this beautiful woman in front of you, the last thing you're thinking about is counting 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. You're like, oh my God. Because when you start taking, the easiest way to meet any person, I tell people all the time, is to take a dance class. It doesn't have to be a salsa class.
Okay.
Take a dance class. That's how you meet people. The easiest way. You don't have to give it no line or nothing. You're always going to have to rotate, and then after the class, you get to say, hey, did you have fun in class? Maybe we could practice something that we learned. It gives you an in already. Dancing changed people's life. It changed my whole life. Wow. I'm telling you. I tell guys, you crying about you don't have no women? I said, just come take my class.
So what if you get out there and you got 2 left feet? Now,
if you get the right instructor, if you come to my class, you ain't gonna have 2 left feet because I ain't gonna have that. I'm gonna break it down for you. I have the uncanny ability to break down a step. I can teach anybody how to dance. An idiot how to dance.
Well, I'm an idiot. So.
It's only 6 steps.
Okay.
So, but I know it's not as easy as one can say because you got all this going on over here. You got this pretty girl over here. You're around. You got the guys that are on the corner showing off. The girls looking at them. They don't want to look at you or anything like that because you don't know what you're doing. It's not easy.
I seem to always fall in that category. They look at me when I walk in.
You dress well.
But then when I start dancing.
Well, you know what? We talk about snobs and dancing, but
there are snobs in dancing.
It always happens. Yeah. It always happens.
Well, I have to say that Candace, was always, when she sees me, she always helps me. And I met her through you. Actually, because of your event, I did a fashion show with one of your events. So, you know. But so, Earl, so your dance instructor, what's next on the horizon for you? I mean, let's talk a little bit about the 18 years. When you started doing the white party, you know, how did you create it and where, you know, look at it today.
I did not create the white party.
No, I'm not talking about the white party. Right.
What I did do, I took a lot of the concepts that I used in the black community. I was a promoter before of salsa.
Okay.
I used to be work with Harry and Mark, you know, do whatever. Like, Earl, go do this. Okay, all right, okay, Mark. You know, I mean, I've always worked with promotions.
Okay.
So I took some of those concepts, brought them into the salsa field, and that's how things are working out pretty good, you know. So it is what it is. But one reason why I got into salsa, because I was talking about the black community, every time you go to a black bar, and I hated it. Where do you work? What do you do? What kind of car do you have? I'm like, what's all the third degree about here?
Exactly.
I go to a Latin club. They don't ask you no kind of question like that. All they ask you is, do you want to dance? That's all. Okay. You don't got to go no third degree. They don't do no research on you and all that.
Interesting. Earl, appreciate it. Appreciate you being here.
Richard, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
One thing before we go, DCBX has a destination DCBX. We got a trip going to Dominican Republic.
Wow.
In November.
Okay, I have
or
a couple.
October? It's October. October 16th, 15th, that weekend. Out of control.
How many days?
I think it's 4 or 5 days.
Okay, great.
We're gonna be in the Dominican Republic on the beach on a all you can eat, all drink resort, but not one of those fake ones.
Okay.
A real, you know, you go to Mexico, man, they give you all you can eat and drink, and they giving you garbage and trash. I'm like, what the hell? No wonder this stuff is free. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say hell on your show.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
No problem.
But yeah, and then they got some swanky joints down there where you be like, yeah, I'm glad I paid. Well, this is one of those kind of joints.
Okay, well, I need you to, get us some more information. Mm-hmm. How can my listeners and viewers tap into that stuff?
DCBX.org.
Okay, DCBX.org.
Yeah.
October the 16th.
Yeah.
2021.
21. And the DCBX, we also have something coming up in August.
Right. That's normally when you have the.
Well, we moved the big one till January
of next year. Oh, okay.
Because
it's still
kind of early out here, man.
Right, but I'm saying
some people ain't really going out because just because the government say you go ahead, don't mean everybody going out food.
But Earl, in January it's cold outside. But I thought
it's cold. What's cold outside got to do with the parties inside? Well, we party till 8 a.m. in the morning.
Nothing really. But normally it parties in the summer where you can go outside. Y'all have the rooftop party and all that good stuff.
You're not listening to me. It's still too early. A lot of people are not going to travel across the country right now because it's too early.
Okay.
Maybe by January we're hoping that things will be better. It's early, man. You people going out at the Yankees. You see the people at the Knicks game? Fools. 100,000 people out in the street.
Well, that's how they talk on Straight Up Talk with Earl. So he's just giving it to you the raw. He's giving it to you raw.
They don't have no control over it. They're losing money. This world's about money. Let's not kid ourselves. We got to open back up. I don't care what these people say. Get these vaccinations out here.
Okay.
Well,
I think what we can do, all of us can do on our podcast, is to continue to encourage people.
I'm not encouraging nobody.
I'm trying to be.
No, people do. No,
I can't win, Harry.
No, I'm not. I just want people to do whatever they want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do.
I want to do the right thing.
The right thing is what makes them happy.
Okay.
I don't judge nobody or nothing.
All right,
you can't tell somebody don't go make no money and the bill collectors come to your house and you don't have no money because people telling you mad at you because you having parties. I don't judge nobody.
Absolutely.
I'm afraid to death of it. I don't leave the house without some kind of purifier around me.
So you carry that with you all the time? Wow, okay. Yeah. Hey, Earl, I really appreciate it. Our time is getting away from us. we got to do our next segment. But I want to tell you something. I don't want you to go nowhere too far, because I want you to be a part of me at the next segment.
Okay.
But I really want to thank you, man, for enlightening us tonight, on what you do. You're seen, but always not heard.
Right.
And that's a good thing. But, sometimes people didn't know who Earl Rush is. And you did that to me.
Right.
You did that to me when you started your show. You brought me on Straight Up Talk with Earl.
Yeah.
And we talked about the wine and the business, but we talked a little bit more. We got deep.
I brought you on the show and you didn't dance salsa. You don't have to be a salsa dancer to be on my show. I found you to be interesting enough because you're a very sharp dresser and a really nice guy.
Oh, well, thank you.
Most guys don't know how to dress, and most guys aren't nice. So I found you to be a little different.
Well, thank you for that. I thank you for that.
I don't even like guys. Really. Very few guys. But
well, because you're always around very beautiful women that can dance.
I've been blessed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been blessed.
You have that Rush family aura about yourself.
No,
yes, you do. Because I know your whole family. So
I just happen to be lucky.
I'm blessed, lucky too. Don't go nowhere. You're tuned in with Richard Glover at the Cellar, where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and it's time for our wine tasting and some more information about French wines. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. You're tuned into the Cellar, where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle.
Nutcase, wacko, loony. I didn't understand that words like this are hurtful and untrue until my brother was diagnosed with a mental health condition. There are a lot of other people that don't realize the impact that these words can have either. That's why I'm partnering with Razoo to raise funds for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They are there for families like mine. In a country where 1 in 5 is affected by a mental health condition, they've helped all of us to see the person, not the condition. If you join me in my pledge to be stigma-free and we raise $10,000, I'll host a Google Hangout on Monday, June 20th, to answer all of your questions about Season 4 of E's Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. Remember, no amount is too small. Even $1 helps make a difference.
Psycho, nutcase, schizo. You may not realize it, but these terms, often used to describe someone with a mental health condition, can be very harmful. In a country where 1 in 5 people are affected by a mental illness, it's time for all of us to step up and change the conversation. When the discussion on mental illness focuses on fear instead of hope, people struggling with these conditions get caught up in the judgment and shame attached to them. They become lost in all the talk and harmful words, and they may not get the support they need. But we can help by directing our loved ones to places like NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, for life-saving resources. Just because someone's struggle isn't obvious on the outside doesn't mean they aren't hurting on the inside. We need to see the person, not the condition. Join me, pledge to be stigma-free.
Nutcase, loony. These words surrounding mental health are not only hurtful, but they're untrue. In a country where 1 in 5 are affected by mental illness, we need to start learning that not all pain and illnesses can be seen. I'm Tori DeVito, and I know. I know because I suffer from anxiety myself. I know what it feels like to be stuck in a black hole, to feel paralyzed inside your home, like you can't move, like you can't breathe, because your heart is pounding so hard you can't think of anything else. It's terrifying, and worst of all, it's alienating. So stand with me to see the person and not the illness. Let's all pledge to be stigma-free. Wacko, nutcase, loony. These words surrounding mental health are not only hurtful, but they're untrue. In a country where 1 in 5 are affected by mental illness, we need to start learning that not all pain and illnesses can be seen. I'm Tori DeVito, and I know. I know because I suffer from anxiety myself. I know what it feels like to be stuck in a black hole, to feel paralyzed inside your home, like you can't move, like you can't breathe, because your heart is pounding so hard you can't think of anything else. It's terrifying, and worst of all, it's alienating. So stand with me to see the person and not the illness. Let's all pledge to be stigma-free. Wacko, nutcase, loony, these words are...
And welcome back to the Cellar. This is our segment called the Wine Tasting, and tonight we're tasting a Miraval Côtes de Provence wine from France, and it's from the Côtes province in France. Actually, the province is called Miraval, and Miraval is owned and still owned jointly by Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Now, of course, they're separated, but they still own jointly this vineyard in France. And the Miraval Rosé 2018 is an elegant and fine rosé wine from vineyards owned by, of course, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Now, this wine is a combination of a Grenache, a Shiraz, and a Cinsault grape. So the 3 grapes come together to make this amazing and luscious and beautiful tasting notes in this particular wine. This wine has been around for a while, and now they're going into their maybe 10th year of producing this rosé. Now, rosé wines are almost like champagnes or sparkling wines. Not champagne, but the process is almost like that. So tonight we are featuring a French wine. It's a Miraval from the Côtes de Provence area in France. Of course, again, owned by 2 celebrities, and a lot of celebrities do own vineyards in France and in Italy. So, Earl, we're going to do a technical tasting. Now, what we did on Tuesday night, you may have noticed, we did a Bordeaux wine from France. We did a couple. We did a Portugal. We did a Bordeaux, a French wine from Bordeaux. We did an Italian wine, and so tonight we're going to do another French wine, the Miraval. And look at it. Look at the color and the context. It's 3 C's. Errol's looking up at it too. So anyway, I always have my guests join in. Again, we're going to taste this wine, and we're going to do a quick technical tasting, Errol. So just follow me. Okay. So the first thing you do is going to take your wine, and lift it by the stem. There you go. And we're going to look into the sky. Well, Tuesday was in the sky because we had the light, but right now it's going to be into the light. And you can see the 3 C's of color, clarity, and content. Now we're going to taste the wine, okay? What did it taste like to you?
To be honest with you, I don't know, because I'm not a drinker.
Okay. It's okay. I like to ask my guests. Anyway, the first thing you did, when you touched the tip of your tongue, there was no bite. Okay, you just touched the tip of your tongue, and it went straight down to your palate. Your palate, you could taste the notes in it. You could taste the fruit forward. It's very fruit forward because it's Shiraz, and you have Grenache in it. So that's a very great, fruity grape. And of course, the finish was short. It was a little wet, but it was short and it wasn't strong. Our wine of the week, and you can find it at our sponsored wine, which is Divine Wines at 1303 14th Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. Go check them out. Tell them the Cellar sent you here from Richard Glover at the Cellar Wine Show. Tell them we sent you, and they'll give you a great deal. Earl, cheers. Earl been wanting to do that for a while. He wanted to chill with me. Anyway, I want to thank Earl for being our guest for tonight. Thank you for coming out, Earl. How can our listeners and viewers tune into you and get more information about your air purifier, your pure air? I could be saying it wrong. But anyway, how can they reach out to you about that? How can they reach out to you also about your instructions for dancing and your events coming up? Give them your handles.
Well, they can.
That way to the
I'm at Instagram with Go Earl. Go Earl at Twitter. My website is www.stuckonsalsa.com, and my email, I can be contacted at stuckonsalsa@gmail.com.
And don't forget, you can also reach out to Malia, Glam with Malia. She had all her handles there. And you can also reach out to me at the Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover on YouTube Live. And if you're at YouTube right now, just touch that subscribe button and subscribe to us. You can also reach out to us on our fan page, the Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover on Facebook. And you can also like that and share it with your friends. You can also contact me at Richard Glover at the Cellar Wine Show with your comments and your suggestions. Earl, you're looking sharp tonight, man.
Thank you for the kind words, Richard.
You know, you're doing some great things. Thank you for coming out to the show. You know, and again, can you tell them what's coming up next for you?
Well, like I said, we have this Sunday we have a party at Eaton, and for the big party, we're coming up July the 17th, Saturday. We're having workshops during the day and a crazy party at night. That's the Stuck on Salsa 18-year anniversary and all-white party.
And they can go on your social media to find out the dates and the times and the addresses of the events. Now, Sunday, where's Eaton Lounge? Can you kind of give them the address?
1201 K Street Northwest, Washington, D.C.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an amazing show, but we have some amazing things coming up. Next week, we're going to have an amazing husband and wife team that make handmade leather bags. I mean, when I say handmade leather bags, they're amazing bags. And they also have a line where they've partnered up with D.L. Hughley to have an special limited edition of his bag. Don't go nowhere. Plus, we're going to have an amazing Shannon Yang tuning in from L.A. She is a lifestyle specialist out there in L.A. She's also heard in Hong Kong, so she's going to be tuning in. And we're going to have a show called Wine and Lifestyle Accessories. So don't go nowhere. Next week, we want to see you here in the Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. Earl, that's about my time to go, man. I got to get out of here, man. I got a plane waiting for me in the parking lot.
All right.
You know?
Thank you for having me.
It's that jet that's always bringing me here. It's waiting for me. So, But what I always do, Earl, is tell people, you know, to take time, enjoy fine wine, and we'll see you next time. Say it with me. In the Cellar.
In the Cellar.
All right.
All right.